Is this on? Okay. So far, everything's gone very well this spring. We've had a lot of opportunity to look at some different guys, at some different positions as it relates to special teams. Our coaches have done an outstanding job. We've divvied up all the responsibility. Every player has a coach assigned to their spot. As an example, on our punt team, the left side is really my son Zach works with the left side. On the right side, it's Nick Coleman, and Coach Erb is on the left side. Making sure everything's organized and all that. So it's been great. Coach Wilson helps us with our shields. So that's kind of how we've divvied everything up. We've just really taken and assigned coaches to each area of our special teams. So it's been really good, been really productive. I think the kids are bought in and doing a great job. As far as outside linebacker, the two transfers that came in at mid-year, Ovi and Braden Swinson, doing a great job. And then our freshman that enrolled early, Jackson Howard's got a really bright future. And I just can't say enough good things about those guys. And Princeton Malbrew is a guy that always flashes. So I think we have more depth than we've had in the past at that position. And I'm really excited to work with those guys. With that, I'll open it up to any questions.
Coach, right up the middle. Michael Cowell from Channel 2 here in Baton Rouge.
Hey, Mike.
Just eyes and accountability on special teams. You were here last year. You kind of got to see it from afar, I guess. But how comfortable are you that you're going to have enough of both to really make sure that it's refined to the point that it needs to be?
Oh, I'm very confident. Yeah, I think we've made great strides. I think, we tweaked a few things, but not a lot. And really, it's not about what we did. It's about how we did it. And that's been our emphasis. And I think the players have responded very well, and I like the effort. I like the finish, and that's a big part of special teams. You got to have guys out there that do the little things right. They have attention to detail, but they strain and they finish.
Hey, John. Glenn West with 24/7 Sports.
Hey, Glenn.
What were the conversations, I guess, like with Coach Kelly this offseason about how you could come in and maybe switch things up with the special teams and just how you could improve that unit from last year?
The conversation was, I told him that I feel completely comfortable with being the special teams coordinator. I've been a part of special teams my entire career as a defensive coach, linebackers, safeties, whatever it may be. All of those guys are very involved in special teams, and I think with me having coached for Coach Kelly before in the past, he had a comfort level with me. We had great communication, and really it was, again, not what we did, but just how we did it. And so I think he's pleased. He hasn't been upset with me so far, so that's a good thing.
And this is your fifth SEC stint and fourth SEC school. What are your biggest takeaways from coaching in the conference, and perhaps which team did you learn the most from while coaching there?
LSU, of course. This is I think it's like my 13th year in this league. It's a very competitive league. Recruiting is at the forefront, as we all know, and very, very competitive each and every week. I mean, it's a tough conference, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And the thing I think I really respect about the SEC is really just the passion of the fan bases, their knowledge of the game. I think they have a good understanding of the game, and so it's been that part of it makes it exciting. The passion of our fans at our home games here at LSU really is inspirational to our guys, and creates an environment that is exciting to be a part of. So appreciate all that to our fan base, our loyal fan base, and it's been a great experience being in this conference.
When Coach House was here, he talked a little bit about the need to kind of blow out the coaching assignments for the outside linebackers because it's such a a different and differently demanding position, right? As far as the multitude of things that they can do, I guess. How do you feel like that your position's needed to kind of complement what that position can do, separate from maybe what the rest of
my experience is that I've been fortunate that I've been a defensive coordinator, not only in this league, but several schools. So I'm pretty well versed in coverage. I'm pretty well versed in pass rush, and then pretty well versed in the run game. And I think that's that position. That's the outside linebacker position. You have to be fluid in your pass coverage. You've got to be able to rush the passer, and you've got to be able to defend the run game as well. So it's a really exciting position to coach, and it requires a really great skill set for the guys that we recruit at that position.
Hey, John Wilson, Alexander from The Advocate.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? So, after spending the last 3 years as an analyst and having been an on-field coach as long as you have been, what about being an on-field coach did you really want to get back to?
Oh, just working with the kids, you know what I mean, on the grass, being a mentor for them, just having more input, things of that nature. But it's really not necessarily the relationship with the kids, but the interaction on the field. That's what I enjoy. That's what I like to do. You're teaching, you're coaching, and obviously as a on the field assistant now, that's obviously viable.
Hey, Coach, I'm just sort of curious, how much work have you had to do with Harold Perkins? Because last year he was playing a little bit more on the outside, but they're transitioning more on the inside here. So how much are you working with Coach House to make sure that he kind of gets a bit of balance?
Coach House, he's playing will linebacker for us in most of our first and second down packages. When we go to our third down package, Harold will come over and we'll talk about line stunts. He'll come with us with the D-line and the players that are in our third down packages and work line stunts and pressures and things of that nature. So it's mostly third down when I get a chance to work with Harold. But he's doing a great job at will linebacker. I know Coach House is real happy with him there. He's been very consistent, and y'all know Harold. I can't say enough great things about that guy. I love him, man. He's a great student. He's never misses anything. He's always on time and very accountable. Yes, sir, no, sir. So my hat's off to Harold. And like I said, I know Coach House is happy with him at will linebacker.
Two questions about your fellow coaches. What do you like about coaching with Brian Kelly that you've done it so often? And what's the dynamic like working with your son? How long has that happened and kind of get into that relationship?
Yeah. Well, I've known Kelly, Coach Kelly, most of my adult life. I actually played for him when I was in college. And I think there's just a trust there for me with Coach Kelly. When he says something, I know he means it. He's going to do it. When I get in my car and I go home at night, I feel good about what's taking place here. There's no surprises. There's no drama. If he doesn't like something, he comes to you and he tells you, and you fix it, right? And just that comfort level for me, being with him in the past and knowing his style and what his expectations are, I feel are aligned perfectly with what I believe in college athletics, and something that I'm very comfortable with. As far as my son, it's outstanding to have him with me. We have a lot of fun. He's a really good young coach. I'm so proud of him. And just to be able to be around him every day, is rewarding for me as a father, as you can imagine. So I love it. And the biggest thing, too, and I told Coach Kelly this when I brought his name up, is that I wanted him to be around this staff. I wanted him to be in a program that was led by Coach Kelly, so that he could learn how to do things and learn what a positive work environment is like, a productive work environment is like. And couple that with the coaches that we have on defense, I think it's going to be a really worthwhile experience for him as a young coach. And he can learn a lot from these guys and as their mentors, as they mentor him, I should say. And I just wanted him to be around this group in particular.
Yeah, hey, Coach, right here. Just the return game on special teams, just who you guys have working back there this spring, and just what is
we got a variety of guys back there. We're catching a lot of punts. catching kickoffs. We put in some kickoff stuff today. It's an ongoing evaluation, but we feel good with the guys that we have back there. We have Greg, and then Kyle Parker's back there, Sage Ryan, Noah Kane. So there's a number of guys that are getting the work and the amount of reps that they need to get so that we have a comfort level as punt returners and kick returners.
Do you do Aaron Anderson in that role?
Yes, I do. He's obviously been injured, but he factors in once he's healthy and gets back and can start doing some stuff.
Hey, Coach. Good morning. Ramos as the kicker. What did you evaluate the job he did last year, and what do you want to work on with him moving forward into his second?
I think the job that he did last year was outstanding. I mean, he came in, he made some big field goals. I mean, that field goal against Florida, I mean, that was a one-possession game with, almost 2 minutes left, and, he stepped in there and banged one home and put us up by 2 possessions. I thought that was huge, and I think he just continued to gain confidence. That's the thing that I saw in him last year. He just kept getting more and more confident, and the things that I would think that he needs to continue to work on, just as any football player, is consistency, doing it over and over, time and time again. But he's certainly a guy that is in the mix, and we're going to be relying on.
Following up on that, John, down here, how much is this a competition between him and Nathan?
I would say it's a pretty good competition. Every position is competitive, right? I mean, that's what spring is for. It's for guys to get out there and compete on a day-to-day basis. Nobody has a so-called job right now. We don't call it depth chart. We call it organizational chart. We're just, putting guys out there, seeing them who compete, and putting them in, for kickers, putting them in, different situations. Coach Kelly will, put them on the spot once in a while and have them kick a 53-yarder, put them in a situation where you try and create anxiety and see how they respond.
Hey, Coach. I guess I know you weren't exactly on the staff last year, but you were within the organization. What do you think some of the problems that you guys had in special teams, where do you think a lot of some of that, originated from?
I just think overall we had, some guys that got injured. We were playing with some guys that didn't have a lot of experience. And you drop a couple kicks, and then, stuff happens. I mean, it's not any one person's fault. I think it's just a collective look at our special teams as a whole, and we're just working hard to continue to get better. We're not going to focus on the past. We're going to move forward in a positive manner, and that's what we've done. That's been the message to our team, and that's what the message will continue to be to the team.
You talked about your place kickers last year. I don't think Brian kept it a secret that he didn't really want to push them, from their maxes, I guess. Have they been able to increase their distance throughout the year?
Yeah. I mean, it's a fine line with kickers, right? I mean, you've got to gauge their legs, how many days a week they're kicking, how far they're kicking, and you just got to be smart with them and pick your spots, to put them to the test.
Obviously, Deshaun Womack hasn't really been a full participant this spring, but once he's back, Kelly said that he's going to kind of move around. What do you sort of see as maybe the next steps for him once he is healthy as a pass rusher?
That's a good question. That is a really good question. He's going to get in there and see where he, what he can do, and we know he's talented. We love him. He obviously came back from that shoulder injury, and so we just. Once he gets back, it's going to be a continuous evaluation day to day, really, to be completely honest with you.
Just Saturday, what do you want to see out of your position group? What do you try to want to see out of that defense? I know that it's going to be a little different, right? So adjusting the guys to that schedule.
Sure. No, you want to see effort. You want to see execution. You want them to tackle and be turnover conscious. Second man in, start the lawnmower. Things like that, and I want to see him getting out there and just playing hard, and enjoying it. This is a great program, LSU, great tradition and history. I know they feel a sense of obligation to that. That's part of our fabric and our culture here, and I'm just excited to see him get out there and compete.
What's been your favorite thing about coaching guys like Ophi and Braden Swinson?
Well, obviously they have experience. They've been in some other programs, so it's not like they're a true freshman. They have, even though maybe the terminology may be different, they have pretty good knowledge of some basic overall schemes. They played the position before, so I think just their experience is something that I rely on. I don't have to explain every little detail. There's a lot